Hey everyone, welcome back to ArkWorks. Before we connect a single fitting or cut an inch off of tubing, we have to start with a definite blueprint. In these first few minutes, I want to map out the exact architecture of our drip irrigation system so you can see how a professional setup operates from the ground up. Our primary objective is to transition from wasteful, erratic manual watering to a highly targeted automated delivery grid. The strategy is straightforward. We are drawing back from our primary outdoor spigot, establishing a comprehensive regulation and filtration stack directly at the source, and then running a high-capacity half-inch distribution main line across the perimeter of our beds. From that central highway, we will branch off using micro-tubing to deliver precise, metered moisture right to the base of each individual plant. Planning your routing ahead of time is critical. Let's head over to the workbench and break down the specific components required to bring this layout to life. When you look at a box of drip irrigation parts, it can feel overwhelming. But if you think of it as a logical chain from your water source to the plant, it makes perfect sense. Let's break down the exact materials and tools we're utilizing today. First, at the water source, we have our head assembly components. First, we start off with a backflow preventer. This is an absolute safety requirement. It ensures that if municipal water pressure drops, stagnant garden water cannot be siphoned backward into your home's clean drinking water supply. Then, we have our mesh filter. Micro-emitters have tiny openings that clog instantly with microscopic sand or rust particles. This filter traps debris before it ever reaches your lines. Next is our pressure regulator. Standard household water pressure sits between 40 to 60 psi, which is strong enough to blow micro-irrigation lines right off your fittings. This regulator knocks that down to a steady, manageable 25 psi. Here's a vital piece of advice for DIY builders. Do not use wrenches or pliers to tighten these plastic components. You can easily cross-thread or crack the plastic housings under high torque. Tighten them firmly by hand. The internal rubber washers inside each connection are more than enough to create a watertight seal. At the very bottom of our filter output, we attach our half-inch tubing compression adapter. This fitting features a specialized locking collar. You take your clean, straight-cut half-inch poly tubing, give it a firm push, and twist it right into the adapter until it bottoms out. Give it a gentle tug to ensure it's fully seated and locked in. For the distribution grid, we're using two sizes of pipe. Half-inch main poly tubing to act as our primary water highway, and quarter-inch vinyl micro-tubing to branch off to individual plants. Phase 1 is all about building our control stack at the outdoor spigot. Order of operations here is critical. With our main water source locked down, we can lay our primary highway. We run the half-inch poly tubing straight along the back edge of our garden beds. If you're dealing with a fresh coil of tubing, it tends to retain its curled shape and fight you. Laying the roll out flat on your lawn or driveway in the direct sun for 15 to 20 minutes softens the plastic up beautifully, making it straight and easy to manipulate. As we position the line, we secure it every few feet using heavy metal landscape staples driven flush into the soil. This prevents the tubing from shifting or lifting as it expands and contracts under changing temperatures. Now we can branch out to our individual plants. We take our specialized hole punch tool, press it firmly against the side of the half-inch main line, and press it down until we hear a distinct pop. This leaves a perfectly round, clean-edged hole. We then slide a tiny barbed quarter-inch connector into the hole. Because the polytubing is flexible, it instantly shrinks around the barb, creating a watertight mechanical seal. From there, we measure out a length of quarter-inch micro-tubing, cut it square from our tubing cutter, and push it directly onto the exposed barb. Now let's talk about the final delivery point, the emitters. In this layout, we are utilizing pressure-compensating button emitters. These are fantastic because whether a plant is closest to the spigot or at the very end of a 50-foot run, the internal diaphragm regulates the flow so that every plant receives the exact same volume of water, in this case 1 gallon per hour. We push the barbed end of the emitter right into our 1/4-inch tube and stake it down directly above the root zone. Before we lock up our system, there is one step that separates a pro installation from an amateur one: flushing the main lines. During construction, dirt, mulch, and tiny plastic shavings from punching holes inevitably get trapped inside the tubing. If you seal the line now, that debris will travel down and instantly clog your brand new emitters from the inside out. Leave the very end of your 1/2-inch main line open. Walk over to your faucet and turn the water on full blast for about 30 seconds. Let the water run onto the ground until it comes out completely crystal clear. Once the line is cleared, shut off the water, slide a figure-8 end cap onto the open tail of the tube, fold the tubing back over itself, and lock the plastic collar down to create a permanent high-pressure seal. Now for the most satisfying part of the entire project, the system test. We turn on our faucet, and as you look closely across the beds, every single emitter is weeping water precisely at the base of our plants. The top foliage stays dry, the surrounding weed seeds are starved of water, and the moisture is going exactly where it counts. For maintenance, remember to clean out your mesh faucet filter once a month to keep your pressure consistent. Automating your water grid takes a small afternoon of planning and setup, but it pays you back every single day of the summer with healthier plants and hours of free time. If this step-by-step blueprint helped you design your own irrigation layout, hit that like button. Let me know what you're growing in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to the ArkWorks channel for more practical, high-value DIY projects. Thank you for watching, keep building, and we'll see you on the next one.